Well, the first thing we have to check today is the overall market today, May 3. And as you know, today is the Fed meeting, and we quickly will have a look to the overall market. And this is right. I mean, we will have today at 8 p.m. Our local time in Europe, the meeting, and the expectations are, and this is why we have to have a look on the Fed Watch tool, that with over 80% the market believes we see another 25 base points. Not really good for the banks, not good for the stock market, maybe not good for the Bitcoin. We will check the Bitcoin now. Live price 28,352. This is on a 4-hourly base. And there is not a lot of volume like the last couple of days. RSI is 44. So in a way, there's not much moving. People are more or less waiting for the decision tonight. Quickly check the market capitalization, Bitcoin on 11 with 546 billion. Okay, important Bitcoin halving clock. This is something we have since Monday. And the countdown is 339 days to the halving point. In the moment, the date is April 7, 24 for this event. Very important. Later we will talk about this, why this is so important. Okay, Bitcoin is not really moving since Monday. I think it has a lot to do with the Fed decision today. People are waiting for this on the overall market. And Bitcoin is part of the overall market, and we will have a quick look to the big picture. Yeah, and here what we say is on a monthly base, we had 3 months in a row green, and well, we had more or less a doubling in price coming from the 55. What you see here is the cycle since the last halving with the 2 tops. And important again is the MACD. We are waiting on a weekly base, but the MACD is going to cross from the downside to the upside of the blue line, and that would be the start most likely for a new bear market. Okie doke. So time to check the technical details from Bitcoin, and we start first of all, like always, with a fear and greed index. We are back to 64%. That's good. More in the greed zone. On the timeline, you can see very nice that since January we are moving up, so the sentiment is good and stays good. Well, heat map today, BTC green. Otherwise, it's quite mixed, but all in all, it's, well, in the moment, a period that not really much is moving. It's a waiting period. BTC dominance is still over 48%. That's very good compared with the altcoins. We are still future-driven, and we have a lot of liquidations. I mean, the last couple of days I go on a daily base. Well, this goes on more or less when you look at here. It's probably 10 days that a lot of people get squeezed out on the long side and on the short side. So the price difference we see and the movements are really driven by the future market. What is very interesting is the Bitcoin loaded addresses. This is the real deal. And here we see since 2 days a strong increase. We are now really over 46 million wallets with Satoshis or Bitcoin in there. It looks like it's going up. This is really very bullish. Well, Bitcoin Google Trends, nothing is moving. We are sitting here on this more or less 25%. People are not really interested. It's mainly driven by Europe. Bitcoin on a yearly base with a bottom. The lowest point was in November 21, and when we went quite a while sideways, and since January in waves we moved upwards. Volume still not high, and now we come to the technical trend indicators. And first of all, the Bollinger Bands. Well, we are moving around the blue line. MACD says, well, this is on a daily base, by the way. There's a little bit of downside potential. But then on the other hand, RSI is on 50%. The picture is whatever I look at it, it's more or less the same. It's waiting for the decision which has to be taking place tonight in the US regarding interest rates. The momentum indicator says the same thing, no up, no down, around about $28,000. We come to our cycle model. Well, perfectly on match, I would say. Really amazing. We're about $600 underrated, and the target price for the halving, as I just said, which will take place on April 7, 24, according to this model, is still about $41,000. Second model says more or less the same. Important Fibonacci retracements. We are exactly on the borderline between the 50% and the 61.8. 50 is nowhere land, nowhere zone. 61.8 is golden pocket. Well, we are right on the borderline. I think in the next 2-3 days we will see which way the Bitcoin price will go. This is something new we have since yesterday. It's Bitcoin moving average 50 versus 200 days. Why is this important? Because whenever these two lines, the red line and the blue line, if they cross, these are trend-changing points. For example, we saw it here because this is more or less 3 years what you see. This is since the halving. You see, I mean, we had this bullish trend to the first top of about $62,000. The blue line was over the red line, then it went down and then up again. And then we had, for a long time, the blue line under the red line, which was an indicator that the price will further go down. And now, since about, probably 8 weeks, we see that we had a bullish crossover from the downside to the upside, meaning the 50 days EMI went through the 200 days moving average. The red one is the 200 days EMI. And this is a very bullish sign, really, really good. Okay, finally, we have a look at history of Bitcoin. Like always, you can go here, you can play by yourself on this website. This is all interactive. And you see that we always had in the 4-year cycles tops and downs, tops and downs, tops and downs. And we are now in a down period. And, we are 3 years are over in the cycle, and another 11 months we have to go to the next halving. Okay, last thing we have a look at is comparison. We established, we got a lot of emails from you guys. Is it possible that the index starts with the halving? We changed it now, and this is really interesting. The two graphs you see here, the upper one, the red one, is the minor index, made 808% since May 11, and the blue line is the BTC, the Bitcoin itself, is 233. Meaning, if you don't want to invest in the Bitcoin itself, you can buy shares from Mainz, and you do even 3 times better than investing directly into the Bitcoin. Okay, you guys, short update. Hope it was valuable information. Would be great to see you tomorrow again. Thanks and bye-bye.